some people.
Hello, this is Charles Benninghoff, this 5th day of April 2016, and today I'll be talking about an outrageous joint resolution in the House and Senate that would grant Barack Obama martial law powers right here on U.S. soil. We are opposed to this joint resolution, and in a few moments I'll tell you how you can help in opposing the resolution yourself. Senate Joint Resolution 29 and House Concurrent Resolution 106 are identical, and they state that they are, and I quote, to authorize the use of United States Armed Forces against the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant and its associated forces, close quote. But there's nowhere in that bill that restricts such use. The resolution is also known as an authorization for the use of military force, or AUMF. On its surface, this appears to be a resolution to go to war against ISIL, but that's not what it really does. HCR 106 grants Obama the authority to deploy the military anywhere in the world, including in American cities, if he and he alone declares it a national security emergency. That, my friends, is known as martial law. There is no requirement in the bill that such deployment be against only Muslim terrorists, even though the name of the bill has that in it. The name of a bill and a broad description of a bill are not containments, they are simply descriptions. Obama and his fellow warmongers in Congress are so desperate to pass this resolution that they are now putting out propaganda to try to appeal to the patriotism of the American people. Here is one of those propaganda headlines in the Capitol Hill newspaper, known simply as, quote, The Hill, close quote. Marine's death signals need for new AUMF. This article came straight from Obama's spin doctors in the White House. Here are the true facts. A single United States Marine stationed in Iraq was killed by a stray rocket that might have been fired by ISIL forces. It might have been fired by friendly forces. There's no proof one way or the other. Now, we pray for this Marine's family, but stop and think about this for a moment. Obama is using a single war casualty in a combat zone to justify rewriting the Constitution. This is outrageous propaganda from the White House, and it shows just how low Obama is willing to stoop to try to grab more power for himself. This AUMF gives Obama the power to send armed combat troops into any American city at any time. The joint resolution is so loosely worded that it grants Obama the power of a military dictator. Our Bible says at Deuteronomy chapter 7 in verse 16, but the king shall not multiply horses to himself, or cause the people to return to Egypt to multiply horses. For the Lord has said to you, you shall not return that way again. Multiplying horses in the biblical sense means to gather military strength and the method to deploy it. The Christians who wrote the Constitution were keenly aware of the danger of granting too much military power to the executive branch. They did not want a future president turning into a British king who could send troops against the citizens at his whim and will. That is why we have a system in our Constitution of checks and balances, and why only the people's representatives in Congress have the authority to declare war, so that the future president cannot multiply horses all by himself. This war authorization is a serious breach of this constitutional principle of separation of powers, and that is why we are opposed to it. Here is how you can help us defeat this martial law resolution. Contact Congress using our campaign page and tell them to oppose this joint resolution. The instructions to find the campaign page are scrolling at the bottom of this screen. You can use our campaign page to send faxgrams to Congress immediately. A faxgram, by the way, is a personalized letter digitally signed by you and delivered directly to congressional offices in Washington, D.C. through our facts-perfect system. Speak out now and tell our representatives and senators to vote no on the resolution to grant Obama martial law authority over the USA. And finally, please remember to use the subscribe image to the lower right of this video so that you can get notice whenever a new video is posted on YouTube. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.